Gorgeous hair is the best revenge, ladies. And the first step to making sure that they pay is having a flawless, and when I say flawless, I mean a flawless sewing install. And how do we do that? We need to know how many bundles that it requires to make them pay. Welcome and welcome back, everyone. It is Kayla, your favorite beauty blogger, and we are here with private label extensions. Yes, and we're here for a suspenseful tip on how many bundles is required for a flawless sewing that is sure to break necks and turn heads. Women have 99 problems, and hair should not be one of them. If you ladies are anything like me, you don't play when it comes to your hair. So today, we're here to answer your most common questions regarding sewing. From the type of hair extensions to how many bundles that you need to use, closures, frontals, and more. Now, first thing first, with the sewing, you want to make sure that you have enough bundles to achieve your desired look. The right amount of bundles, it can make or break your sewing. But fortunately for you, here at Private Label Extensions, we know how important your hair is to you. And that being said, we will absolutely make sure that by the time you finish watching this video, you know exactly how many bundles that you will need for your next sewing. First, we're going to discuss buying the right amount of bundles for a full sewing. At the salon, clients often ask how many bundles to purchase for a full sewing. The answer to this question varies based on the client's desired hairstyle, the amount of leave out that they would like, the cut, the length, and the size and the shape of your head. Usually, 3 bundles are the magic number for your average sewing. But depending on these other factors, like the desired hairstyle and the length of the bundles, that number is subject to change. Typically, the rule of thumb is that lengths between 12 inches to 20 inches only need 3 bundles for a full sewing, while inches 22 and longer, they need closer to 4 bundles to achieve a full, flowy, and glamorous look. A few things to factor are the size of your head, seriously, the texture of the bundles. For example, a deep wave texture is fuller and thicker than a straight texture. If you're using a closure or a frontal, as well as the desired finish style. The basic sewing, it usually involves braiding a client's natural hair into cornrows and later sewing bundles onto those braids to ensure the desired look. The beehive is one of the most common braiding patterns for a sew-in with minimal hair left out. There are other more versatile braiding patterns for sew-ins, but your stylist will choose the one that they prefer and the one that works best for your hair and style type. Let's go over the comparison of lengths and weight for various bundles. All bundles from private label extensions, they weigh about 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. You may be wondering how a 10-inch bundle weighs the same as a 20-inch bundle. But the answer is simple. A 10-inch bundle, it has a longer width than a 20-inch bundle. The 20-inch bundle gets its weight from the length of the hair, while the weight of a 10-inch bundle, it comes from the length of the weft. So when you're purchasing bundles in the 28 inches to 32 inches range, you may need 4 to 5 bundles because the weight of the hair is from the length. So to clarify, you must purchase additional bundles when you're choosing longer lengths if you want your sewing to appear full. Now, let's talk about frontals and closures. Let's get into it. Closures and frontals, they have similarities, but they're different based on the size and coverage. When you're using either of these options, you may not use all of the hair in the bundles that you purchase, but you can always save your bundles for future installs. A frontal is a hairpiece that goes from one ear to the other while covering the front of your entire hairline. A frontal is typically 13 inches long, which is ear to ear, and 4 inches wide from front to back. And frontals are made of silk or lace. While other frontal sizes are available, 13 by 4 is the most commonly used. At private label hair extensions, frontals are available in various styles, textures, and colors. Closures are also hair pieces, and while very similar to frontals, they cover much less of your hairline. Closures are usually 4 by 4 inches, but they come in different sizes as well. Your stylist can help you choose the proper closure for your desired style. In addition, closures can be installed for clients to wear a middle or a side part. When it comes to sew-ins, how do we work with frontals and closures? So lace frontals, they allow the client versatility without damaging their natural hair. Many women, they opt to wear frontals when they want to try an entirely different texture or color from their natural hair. In addition, some women who suffer from hair loss, they may find that closures and frontals are an excellent option to mask their hair loss. Frontals and closures, they do not require any leave out, so they are also a great option for clients who want to protect their natural hair that is usually left out in a traditional sew-in. Because frontals cover a large portion of your head, you typically need between 2 and 3 bundles for a frontal install. Of course, you can add more or less hair based on your desired style and fullness. But remember, the longer the hair, the shorter the weft. So if you're trying to achieve any look other than a bob, we will always advise you to purchase a minimum of 3 bundles. Always keep the length in mind. What exactly is a partial sew-in? If you're not interested in a full sew-in with a closure or a frontal, a partial sew-in may be the right option for you. Hair extensions, they can sometimes be a bit pricey, especially when you're purchasing a closure or a frontal. Partial sew-ins, they leave sections of your natural hair out, usually the entire crown of your head, and sometimes the back is also left out. The perks of a partial sew-in are that they give you a very, very natural look. And unlike other extensions, the styling is way more flexible for more natural looks. Think about the Vixen sew-in. So, how many bundles do you need for a partial sew-in, you may ask? Partial sew-in styles, they require less hair than a full sew-in hairstyle, and they will take a maximum of 2 bundles for standard lengths and 3 bundles if you're using longer lengths over 14 inches. Some benefits to a partial sew-in are that they offer a more natural look, they're slightly less expensive than a full sew-in, and they use way less hair. However, we suggest that you purchase at least 2 bundles to leave your hairstylist room forever. Say adios to the days when you only had 3 options. A, being leave out part of your hair to blend with your weave. B, the terrible invisible part that generally broke your hair off from the glue. Or C, relaxing parts of your hair and keeping the rest natural. How many bundles for the kind of hairstyle or hair that you want? We have over 20 different hair textures here at Private Label Extensions. So when you're getting a sew-in, be sure to think carefully and consult with your stylist. The kinds of hair that you get, it will definitely affect how many bundles you need to get your desired hairstyle. You will always use between 2 and 4 bundles when you're getting a sew-in, but that number can vary depending on the length and whether you prefer a fuller or a more natural look. For example, if you want a more voluminous sew-in, you may need 3 to 4 bundles. But if you want a thinner and a more natural look, to make the girls ask if this is a silk press or a sew-in, you will most likely only need 2 to 3 bundles. Luckily, hair bundles can last many years if they're cared for properly. They're an investment and they can be reused for multiple installs. Take a look at our variety of hair extensions that we provide here at Private Label. Top quality, and we assure you won't regret your purchase. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let us know if you have any other questions, concerns, or comments below. We got you covered here at Private Label Extensions. Peace out, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video.